Hey, good evening. It's Tuesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. My voice is a little hoarse tonight, but bear with me, we'll get through it. This Christmas Eve, let it remind us of the faithfulness of God. This is not simply a religious thing, a Jewish thing, a Christian thing, but it's about the world, about God's creation of the world. In Luke, we read about the shepherds coming and announcing the birth of Christ in the sky in the heavens above. Then we see the heavens again a little bit later on, reference to Matthew's gospel. And these magi from the east came to Jerusalem, and they found the king, Herod, and they said, "Where is the one who's been born, the King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him." Without any of the aid of the prophets, without the Jews letting anybody know, these folks who watched the stars from the east knew that something great was happening. When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all of Jerusalem with him. So he called all of his leaders together, and the chief priests and the teachers of the law, they asked him, he had asked them, where the Christ was to be born. And then they said, in Bethlehem in Judea. They replied, "For this is what the prophet has written," speaking of Isaiah. "And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means among the rulers of Israel, least among the rulers of Israel. For out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of my people, Israel." And so it begins. Does Herod respond to this with joy? Do the chief priests, are they overjoyed that the prophecies are being fulfilled? No. They saw this baby as a threat. Herod issues a terrible decree to murder all the boys under 2 years old, trying to extinguish and murder the King of the Jews, Jesus, the shepherd, the one who would care for them. And throughout history, what began with this bright star, which to many realized was all about hope, but to others it meant a shepherd means giving up right, giving up control. They never had it to begin with. You see, this birth of Christ is coming, represented a new order, a new rule that won't be dictated by countries. It would be the kingdom of the heart. It would be a new era, a time when the good news of the gospel of Christ would reach deep into the hearts of the people that God had prepared. So remember the words that the angels gave to the shepherd. This is good news. And peace will be for those on whom God's favor rests. As we see from Herod and the chief priests, not everyone is thrilled with this new baby, this new king, who would become a shepherd, which meant they would have to give up control. That's where you and I need to focus on this night, this wonderful night, where we celebrate when Jesus came. We have seen his star in the east. These men, these three magi, these three wise men, they knew that a new king was coming. A new world order was coming. So we think of the Psalms, where everybody is rejoicing. The hills, the trees, floods, the hills, rocks. Because Jesus will come and judge the people with equity and fairness. That's our hope. Take hope this Christmas. Be overjoyed, for we have seen a star in the east, and he brings us security, peace. He brings us hope. It will always be received, but it will always be blessed to those who cling to the gospel. The good news of Christmas. We have seen the star in the east. Merry Christmas. Good night.